Out of 10 countries, country 1 through country 10, country 9 has the highest gross domestic product and country 10 has the highest GDP per capita. Very interesting ideas. Very often we haggle over GDP, but GDP per capita is the ball game. And so that's lifestyle. Having a million people produce something is obviously good, but if you can do this with 200,000 people, that's brilliant. So GDP per capita is a very important, very real metric. GDP per capita is the GDP of a country divided by its population. The table below provides the following data about country 1 through country 8. 10 countries, but 1 through 8 is given. Column 1 gives the country's identity. Maybe it's India, Japan, Singapore, etc. Column 2 gives the country's GDP as a fraction of GDP of country 9. Column 3 gives the country's GDP per capita as a fraction of the GDP per capita of country 10. So 9 is the benchmark for GDP, 10 is the benchmark for GDP per capita. Column 4 gives the country's annual GDP growth rate. Column 5 gives the country's annual population growth rate. Okay, nice. I think if you see the table, this will make sense. Okay. Country 9 has the highest gross domestic product. Country 10 has the highest GDP per capita. So if country 9's GDP were 100, then country 1's GDP would be 15. 0.15 times 100. Country 8 GDP would be 7. 0.07 times 100. Country 10's GDP per capita, if that were 1000, then GDP per capita would be 410. 0.41 into 1000. And so country 9 is the benchmark for this maximum GDP. Country 10 is the benchmark for GDP per capita, maximum GDP per capita. Then GDP growth rate 0.2, 0.9, 6.5, 0.5, 0.7. Population growth rate minus 0.12, minus 0.11, 41, 0.7, 0.49. Some are growing, some are shrinking population wise. Interesting. I don't have a sense of what we are solving for. We'll have to see the questions for that. But this is not like a puzzle. This is like a math computation thing. Assume that GDP growth rates and population growth rates of the countries will remain constant for the next 3 years. This year, next year, year after that. This year, next year, year after that. Same numbers, same growth rates. Interesting. Let's go look at the questions. And before that, we've got to put all these data in here. We know that country 9 has the maximum GDP. We put C9, call this X, and put C10, call that as Y. If you do that, then this is 0.15x, 0.14x, 0.13x, 0.12x, 0.1x, 0.41y, 0.25y, 0.02y, y. We can get all of these in terms of x and y. If you know x, we know everything. We can find ratios of two things. All of that we've got. X and y, we've got this completely filled. We cannot do anything more than that. We've got all these numbers. We have to look at the questions and see where they take us. Which one among the countries 1 through 8 has the smallest population in 2024? This is GDP. This is GDP per population. GDP divided by GDP per population is equal to population. Nice. I have GDP divided by per capita GDP. I'll get population. So I'm going to do this by this. We want to find the smallest population. First thing to notice and grab onto this really comfortably is that this question has nothing to do with x and y. If x were 1000, y were 45, or x were 0.02 and y were 10 power minus 11, the lowest will be the same, highest will be the same, whatever we are calculating. Fine. So that's very important to grab onto. Which of the following has the smallest population? Country C3, 0.13 by 0.02. Just by that, GDP by 0.13 by 0.02 x by y. X by y is going to be constant or the same fixture throughout. Country 5, 0.1 by 0.36 x by y. country 8, 0.07 by 0.41 x by y. Straight away so far that is 13 by 2, this is 10 by 36, this is not the 10 by 36, 7 by 41, lower numerator, higher denominator. So far this is the smallest, 7 by 41. Country 7 is 8 by 30 times x by y. This is 7 by 41, that is 8 by 30, both multiplied by x by y. X by y is a nice positive number, real number. I don't care what it is, it won't matter. My answer is 7 by 41. 7 by 41 is definitely lesser than 8 by 30. I don't have to put pen on paper, I don't have to calculate, don't punch in using a calculator and find all these values. It's a pain and something can go wrong. 7 by 41, smaller numerator, greater denominator, that is lesser. Country 8, done. The ratio of country 4's GDP to country 5's GDP in 2026 will be closest to country 4, country 5. Right, so all these numbers are through which year? Let me just check that. Country 1 through for the year 2024. For the year 2026 is what we need to find the ratio. That means 2 more years. This is getting done twice over. The rates are constant. And so country 4 to country 5, this is 12 is to 10, 6 is to 5 to start with. This grows by 0.5, this goes by 0.7. So I'm thinking about 12 into 1.005 whole square by 10 into 1.007 whole square. Just like how we would do compound interest. 0.5%, 0.7%. Right? So 12 by 10 is 1.2. I'm looking at an answer very close to 1.2. These two are very linked. I'm looking at an answer close to 1.2. The only thing I need to process is my ratio going to be less than 1.2 or more than 1.2. This is less than this. It will be less than 1.2. Slightly less than 1.2. Don't calculate this. Pain. I'm looking at 1.2 and saying this currently it is 1.2 and my country 4 is growing slightly slower than country 5. The ratio will become slightly less than 1.2. Whatever that is slightly less than 1.2 is only one choice. Mark it. Good to go. Which one among the following countries 1, 4, 5 and 7 has the largest population in 2027? So country 4, this by this. I'm going to take the initial ratios 12 by 38, 0.12, 0.38, country 7, 8 by 30, country 1, 15 by 41, country 5, 10 by 36. Nice, so far so good. And then 3 more years. But if you notice, all these population growths are in plus or minus 0.5%. Either 0.995 or 1.005 whole cube. That's not going to be wildly different. That's going to change numbers by 1%, 0.5% up and down. These numbers, if I have a clear winner in terms of largest, I'm through. Right? So 12 by 38, 8 by 30, 12 by 38 is higher. This is smaller. 15 by 41, numerator grows up by a higher part, this is smaller. 10 by 36, 15 by 41 is higher. 15 by 41 is my highest. 15 by 41 here, practically flat, minus, but minus 0.12%. 3 years, it's practically flat. Can it catch up with this? My gut feel is no. Technically, what should I be doing? 15 by 41 into 1 minus 0.0012 whole cube. 12 by 38 into 1 plus 0.0049 whole cube. 8 by 30, this is country 7, into 1 minus 0.0011 whole cube. And find all of that. Right? So all of these numbers are going to be freakishly close to 1 plus or minus 2%. 15 by 41 is way higher than 8 by 30. It's more than 12 by 38. It's more than 10 by 36. It is sufficiently large that I'm not even worried about this swing, marking that confidently. Answer choice C, country 1. How many countries among country 1 through 8 will the GDP per capita in 2027 be lower than that in 2024? GDP per capita. My GDP can be growing, my population can be growing. If GDP grows more than population, my GDP per capita will increase. If GDP grows but population grows even more, my GDP per capita will decrease. This question, a roundabout way of asking, in how many countries GDP per capita is lower? In how many countries is GDP growth rate less than population growth rate? GDP has grown, population has grown by more, per capita will crash. In how many cases is this number, is this less than this? In how many instances? 0.2 minus 0.12, 0.9 minus 0.41. All the negatives, all these are positive, negatives I remove. 6.5, 0.7, no. 0.5, 0.49, close, but no. 0.7, 0.31, no. 3.2, 0.61, no. 1.2 points. All of these countries, whether they've grown really well or only mildly, GDP growth rates have been higher than population growth rate, or GDP per capita going to increase, not decrease. How many cases will it be lower? 0. Lovely. Let's go to the next one. Set 3. The numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 are placed in 10 slots on the following grid based on the conditions below. 10 slots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 4 in the first row, 3, 2, 1. Numbers in any row appear in an increasing order from left to right. From left to right, increasing order. Okay. Numbers in any column appear in a decreasing order from top to bottom, or increasing from bottom to top. It increases this way, it increases this way. Right. One is placed either in the same row or in the same column as 10. Interesting. Neither 2 nor 3 is placed in the same row or in the same column as 10. Okay. Neither 7 nor 8 is placed in the same row or in the same column as 9. 4 and 6 are placed in the same row. Interesting. I want to see if there are more constraints. No, only these many. I think the increasing order like this and increasing order like this part are very interesting. And so the highest number, we need to worry about the highest and smallest numbers. Highest number is 10. 10 cannot be on the left. This were 10, no numbers there. This were 10, no number can be filled here. This were 10, increasing order, not possible. So 10 has to be here. If 10 is here, it has to be right at the highest number. This number is 10. Top right corner is 10. That's very interesting. Now we know that 1 is placed in either the same row or the same column as 10. So 1 could be here or here. Smallest number in that row slash column. Super. Now let's go. Located 10, increasing like this, increasing like this. Right? Neither 2 nor 3 is placed in the same row or same column as 10. So 2, 3, both have to be here. We could have 2 here, 3 here, 2 here, 3 here, 2 here, 3 here. I cannot have 3 and 2 like this, but several other combinations are possible. 1 should be either here or here. 4 and 6 are placed in the same row. 4 and 6 cannot be here. Could 4 and 6 be here? If I have 4 here and 6 here, then 2, 3 will have to come here. Those are remaining options for 2, 3. This cannot be here, 4 and 3. That's not possible. So 4, 6 cannot come in the third row. 4, 6 cannot come in the last row. So where could 4, 6 be? 4, 6 could be in this row or the first row. My gut feel tells me that they should not be in the second row, they should be in the first row. So I'm looking to eliminate second row. Second row, this cannot be 4 and 6 because 2, 3 have to be accommodated in these 3 slots. Right? So this can be 4, 6 like this, or 4, 6 like this, or 6 comes here for sure. One of these two has to be 4. Right? If this were 4, this has to be 5. 4, 5, 6 is the only possibility. If this were 4, 5, 6, then 2, 3 There's no room for 2, 3. So this is not 4, 5, 6 like this. So I'm going to say erase 4, 5. This has to be 4. Right. Now we could have 3 and 2, 2 and 3, either way. Neither 7 nor 8 is placed in the same row or in the same column as 9. Now 9 has to be accommodated. 9 has to come, cannot come below here, cannot come here, 9 cannot come here, 9 has to come there, not just 9, 7 and 8 also have to come here. We need to have 7, 8, 9, 10. It's the only possibility. The moment we say 7, 8, 9, 10 are the only possibility, 7, 8, 9, 10 have to be in one row. That doesn't work. So this possibility is also ruled out. Nice. Top left or bottom right, row 2 or 3 without going to the last column. Row 2 would have to be 2, 3 in the first 2 columns. We made these inferences. I'm going to carry on and say row 1 or row 2. If 4 and 6 were in row 2, then 6 would be last column and 7, there's no room for 7, 8 and 9. So row 4 and 6 have to be in the first row. We've already seen that we cannot have 4, 6 here. Could have that we put 6 here, 4 here, doesn't work. 4 here means 5 has to be in between. That also doesn't work. No room for 2, 3. If 4 were here, no room for 7, 8, 9. So 4, 6 have to be in the first row. Four in column 1, row 1 or column 2, row 1. So we can put 4 here or here. 4 can be here. So 4 can be here or 4 can be here. If 4 is there, 6 has to be there. Right? Now I'm already thinking the 7, 8, 9 constraint could run into trouble. So I put 4 here, 6 here, 9 has to be here. Because if I have 9, I cannot have anything between 9 and 10. 9 has to be adjacent to 10. It can be some other thing where it doesn't interfere, but it has to be adjacent to 10. I cannot put 9 here, then there will be nothing to put here. I cannot put 9 anywhere here. If 9 is there, then 7 and 8 cannot be in the same row or same column as 9. So 7 and 8 cannot feature here, cannot feature here, cannot be here. They cannot be here either because it's an increasing order. There's no room for 7 or 8, or 4 cannot be here. This whole thing doesn't work. Super, so we've narrowed down to this. 4 has to be in the top left, which means 1 has to be here. Brilliant. Now we know that we can say 6 can be here or here. Second column or third column. Let's put both, we'll process it. If it is the third column, 5 has to be here. 4, 5, 6 have to get filled like that, which means once again 9 is here. If 9 is here, neither 7 nor 8 is placed in the same row or same column as 9. 7, 8 cannot be here, 7, 8 cannot be here. Both have to be here. That's not possible. This is also ruled out. Or we are down to 4, 6, dash 10 and then 10 dash dash 1 in this column. 2 and 3 have to sit here. That much we know. Super. Now let's look at 9. 9 were here. Here or here. Let's say 9 were here. Then 7 and 8 cannot come here, cannot come here. We have to have 8 and 7 accommodated. We put 8 here, 7 here. This is an increasing order. This also has to be an increasing order. With 7 we cannot accommodate an 8. It is not possible. 9 cannot be here. Right? 9 here or 9 here are the only two possibilities. If I put 9 here, 7 and 8 cannot be here, 7 and 8 cannot be here, 7 and 8 have to be here. This is 8, this is 7. Then there's no value can sit there. So that is out. It has to be 4, 6, 9, 10. Which means 8 and 7 have to come here. If 8 and 7 cannot be in the same column or same row as 9, 8, 7 have to come here. So we filled beautifully. 7, 8, 9, 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 are done. 1 and 4 are done. 2, 3, 5 are remaining. Which is super useful because I know 2, 3, 5 have to come here anyway. 2 cannot be here. 2 can be either here or here. And so We can put 2 here, 5 here, 3 here. That's a possibility. Or 2, 3 here and 5 here. That's not possible. Because 5 cannot be here. 5 has to be in the top row. And so 2, 5, 3, this is possible. Or we could put 2 here. This will be continue to be 5. This will be 3. 5 cannot be here because 2 and 3, one of them cannot be here. 5 cannot be here because 2 and 3 cannot be here. Again, ascending order conditions are violated. 5 has to be there, which means we could have 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5 like this, or 2, 3, 5 like that. That means this, and this are frozen. 2 and 3 can come in, plot like this, 2, 3 or 3, 2. Both options are open. Brilliant. Now that we have gone this far, I'm just going to answer the question. What is the row number which has the least sum of the numbers placed in that row? Row 4, sum is 1, done, true. Which of the following statements must be true? 10 is placed in a slot in row 1. Yes, that is true. 1 is placed in a slot in row 4. Yes, that's also true. 10 is in top right, 1 is in bottom right. Both are true. Both 1 and 2, choice A. Which of the following statements must be true? 2 is placed in a slot in column 2. No, 2 could be in column 3. 3 is placed in a slot in column 3. No, it could be in column 2. Neither 1 nor 2. Done. For how many slots in the grid, placement of numbers cannot be determined with certainty? These two. What is the sum of the numbers placed in column 4? Column 4 is fixed. No variability here. 10 plus 8, 18, 25, 26.